that. And it looks like the live was not running. So for those of you just joining us, we are doing hatchet runs today, and also scav runs, going back and forth between scav and hatchet. This is a scav run. I'm getting ready to go in. And for if you're brand new with the scav runs, as long as you don't shoot the other scavs, they usually don't shoot you back. But this is almost, it's just hard to resist. Very dangerous. I should have just headed to the exit. So that's with the different movement around there, I should have just headed to the exit. So now we'll be limited. You'll see a timer that'll pop up next to the scav, and it'll show you how long you have to wait until you can do a scav run. And because I just got to double check and make sure that my hatchet run is set up. Sometimes I move all my gear onto my character so that I have room for items that I'm selling, because I'm doing a lot of buying and selling in the marketplace. I like to bring my wallet and keys. And see, this timer says 9 minutes 20 seconds, so I have to wait for that before I can go in as that scav. So in the meantime, I will just go in as a hatchling with just a hatchet only. There's nothing to ensure because it's your melee weapon stays secure. Nobody can lift that off of you. So I will, even if I die, I'll keep my melee weapon and anything in my container, my secure pouch. And if you are new and you notice that your secure pouch is smaller than mine, that is because you need to pay for the more expensive version of the game. And so I just started out with the basic version. After a week I realized this is so much fun, it would be worth upgrading, and I wanted to support the developers of the game. And you know, I wasn't looking, if you look at the price, a lot of people say, well, it's not really worth it to have those extra spaces, but I think it is. That extra space going from a 2x2 to a 3x3, and because I added the tactical rig to my container, I actually have 10 spaces. It's important to search quickly. You can move this window up, there's nothing there. I have make sure this gets moved into my secure container. Drag this search window up here. Sometimes there's stuff on this shelf over here. Once in a while, I found stuff at the edges of the file cabinet. And that door's unlocked, so anybody could walk in right now, but a lot of people don't know about the key. Now we will make a run to the office. Oh, I should have aimed higher. That guy had a lot of gear on, it looks like. I'm looking at the replay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I didn't really stand much of a chance, but fortunately there's not much at risk, and everything that I got I moved into my container. So we just quickly empty the container, and because this is fast enough, there's probably still another 4 minutes on the timer for scav, so I'll just go in quickly and do another hatchet run. It's a really good way to help you get over your gear fear. One of the reasons people have gear fear is they just don't have confidence in their own abilities to defend themselves. And you know if you go in with gear you're going to die, then you're afraid you're going to lose all your gear. So going in as a hatchling with a hatchet only, you have nothing to lose, and that's your opportunity to go in and practice and learn the skill that you need. So we got a Zippo and a fan and medicine. So the Zippo usually runs for 7,000, and you might get more, but I just look at the lowest, what it sells for, 6,000, and then the medicine, painkillers, so 6,000, 7,000, and 4,000. So 17,000 is what we got off of that run. And now we are ready to jump back in. So the timer still has 5 more minutes, so all we can do is a PMC. Factory is one of the quickest. You can do hatchet runs on some of the other levels. It just takes a lot longer to get to the exit and a lot longer to get into interaction. So I like doing factory because it's quick, it's easy, and that's where most of the newest players start out. You're more likely to encounter a level 4 or 3 or 2 player in there. And so you're going to have a better chance, where some of the other levels you're going to be encountering level 20, 30, and 40. And so you're more likely to die when you come into contact with those guys. So if you look at my other live streams, you'll see that I did hatchet runs to interchange. And because I have the Idea cash register key, I actually did several hatchet cash register runs to the Idea store. And on average between 50 and 80,000 rubles from the cash register, and sometimes more, sometimes less. So I'm going to say 50,000 average cash. Typically, if I'm wounded, I will use the power station exit and pay the 3,000 rubles. The thing about the power station and interchange is you must use money that you found on the run. I did an experiment. I put 3,000 in my container, went into interchange, looked at my container, and there was $0 in there. When I got back out, the money was back in my pouch. So I didn't lose it, but I just couldn't access it. And so for the power station extraction, you're paying somebody with cash from your pouch, and they drive you out. And so I like that as an option because power station's at the northeast section of interchange, and the Idea store is at the north end. That's where all the money is. There are keys for Goshen, which is the grocery store, and Oli, which is the hardware store, but I do not have those keys yet. I have searched in vain and still haven't found them. So here we are. I always have a dilemma here because it's a long distance that I have to cover in order to get close enough to fight with anyone. Very often I get shot before I even get to them. There's somebody running. Oh, man, I did not stand a chance. Wow. Wow, that guy had some heavy armor. Okay, not really much of a chance there. So nothing gained. I'll just jump in and do one more run, and we'll be finished for this stream. Nice thing about the hatchet run is I had nothing to lose. The guy, if he was a player, he benefits by getting my dog tags. I'm at level 25, so it's worth a little bit of money. We'll jump right back in. We got still a minute on the scav. We'll just get right back in there as fast as we can. Alright, well, there's a couple areas in the factory where there's cache. The coats sometimes will have cache. There is the office has the safe. So really, as a hatchling, that's one of your main objectives, is to get to the office safe as quickly as possible. And so you want to study the maps to figure out where everything is. But the office will be on the 3rd floor. You have the ground floor, there's a basement that has tunnels. Then the 2nd floor of the office structure has a bathroom, locker room type area with a bunch of tile. And then the office is at one end, and then there's a breach room and a locked room along the same hallway. And the office is opposite from the bridge. There's a bridge that looks like a shipping container that's been modified at the 3rd floor that goes to a stairwell. And so you've got several boxes that you can search around that sometimes will have complete weapons in them, and so those are good hauls, especially if it's something that with a folding stock that you can stuff inside your container, because if you die you still get to bring it with you. And of course the best loot is just cash that you can stuff into your container. I like to bring a wallet in case there's rubles, dollars, and euros, because then all 3 types of money only take up 1 space. So this is the camera bunker gate exit, which only works for scavs, but it's nice to know where it is. And this stairwell takes you up to the office. Somebody coming. Doesn't matter if I live now because I've got everything in my container. For conflict, you want to aim high. Sounds like somebody's about to come in. All right. So there you go. Thanks for joining me for those Scav and Hatchet runs. This is Monty Reed playing Escape from Tarkov as Hectoplasm. Have a great day.